Hey, everybody, want to welcome you to a brand new episode of Sold Separately, live or record on Wrestling Republic's undercard, our new home. Uh, we are going to be covering some of the figures that were revealed during WrestleMania 41 weekend that myself and my co host were at. So, what's up, Clark?
We've got some fun ones to cover today. I'm stoked about it. It's been a long time since I was in Vegas, but I did get to see a lot of these over at the Superstore and whatnot. And I'm excited to break them down. Let's get into it, my friend.
Okay, the first one up is the John Cena Farewell Tour WrestleMania store exclusive. When we finally got to the store, we did not see these. Obviously, we didn't hit there day one. So I'm assuming they went and they're probably going for a pretty penny on eBay right now. Obviously, this is the special packaging. It's the elite John Cena with one of the many different color farewell shirts that he's had. After this, you can't see him. I signed the wall at WWE World. So did Clark.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this is a great likeness. This is iconic for the people that are part of the C Nation, even though he's a heel. The Geordies of the world. This is a figure that I think a lot of them would want.
I mean, it's an excellent figure. They picked the red. It's an iconic Cena color. And yeah, the fact that it's basically a double chase figure. If
in,
you
in a
really
lot of
think
ways,
about
yeah.
it, in a lot of ways, right? Because of the WrestleMania exclusive aspect. It's a cool one. The pose is great. The likeness is great. There are a billion Cena figures though. So if
I
you're I
yeah.
will say that's the kind of the downside here is it's like it's not as unique as you might hope.
The valuable part of it is the fact that
It
it was only available to Superstore WrestleMania 41 weekend.
right.
I don't know how many of these they've produced. So I think that may help hold its value from a collector standpoint. I don't know what they're going for. It's not something that even if we were at the store, I don't think I would have bought personally for my collection because I'm not really a Cena guy.
Right.
I respect them, but I've never been a member of C Nation, if you will, and I think I was more of an
Yeah.
Orton guy, and I think Clark's probably the same way in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. Um,
Truthfully.
the next one, I am not buying, and that's only because I just don't need it in the collection, and Clark's not buying it for obvious reasons. That would be the Cody Rhodes Pharaoh finish the story,
What?
which this is a ringside collectible exclusive elite. Um, and this is a play on the WrestleMania 39 shirt that they released at the time to finish the story, which is kind of ironic you're releasing it now, 2 years later, when we all know you didn't finish the story at 39, where this is based on the look of it. It is the first Pharaoh figure from
Probably the
Mattel.
last.
May not be the last. You never know.
Dude,
Um,
I don't know. Why are we doing the dog figure? Like,
Listen, Zombie Sailor
and
made.
how does this not come with a sled?
Listen, Zombie Sailor made Larry. Mattel hasn't done Larry yet. Now I'm curious in the packaging. Does it actually come with like a mountain, like the peak, or is that just the cardboard
Think it
in the
might.
packaging? Like,
I'm not sure. And the other thing is, it looks like a pile of, you know what? It looks
yes,
like a
that
pile of.
we can't say on here, but you can say it on
But
Takeover
I'll
Table.
tell
Yes,
you what. The
yeah.
other thing about the dog aspect here
Hmm.
is this a shout out to the potential of Larry biting somebody in Brawl Out? Is this a
Listen,
shout out in that regard? Is this a
listen.
cheap shot?
Listen, I said this. If you're looking at a trivia contest, if you wanted to recreate the alleged all out brawl, if anybody would have said the only one that we don't have a figure of is Ace Steel, Larry got the figure before Ace Steel did. Just
Yes, he
saying.
did.
Side note, but
That
but
is a truth fact.
the finish the story. Obviously, it's iconic. The shirt is iconic. I do have it, but I don't remember if Pharaoh's on the shirt. The one at the WrestleMania Superstore that they sold at the time, the exclusive was he was wearing the Homelander jacket. The general public one didn't have the jacket, which is what this one is based on. But speaking of Larry and CM Punk, here is a defining moments ringside collectible exclusive. This is essentially independent Ring of Honor CM Punk, which is something we never thought we would see from Mattel, especially since Tony Khan owns the Ring of Honor trademarks. And it's kind of funny. One of Punk's last AEW figures was a throwback Ring of Honor one that I picked up thinking, we'll never get another Ring of Honor CM Punk. And here's a different one. Here's a Mattel version of it. It is interesting that they're making it. Obviously, it has the shorts. And it's a different Punk than we've ever seen in
This
figure
is the
form.
worst head scan I've ever seen in my life, Anthony. Stop it. This is the worst head scan of all time, and it's not close. That looks like Kevin Thorne. That doesn't
Okay.
look like CM Punk.
Is it worse than the Tiffany Stratton that looks like Dana Brooke that we covered like a few weeks ago?
Oh, it's a tie, dude. That
The,
CM Punk.
the only
That is
thing
not even close.
the only thing I will say is this is again the 3D image. This is not the final figure form, so this may not be the final
If
likeness.
this is the head scan, that is the worst head scan I've ever. That actually
It,
beat.
it, it,
You know
it,
what? I take it back. It beats
listen,
Stratton.
listen. It doesn't look like Punk. I agree with you.
Not
It
at
does.
all.
It does. It does look like Jeff Hardy or Kevin Thorne. It doesn't look like Punk. I agree with you. The rest of it seems
It's
pretty
great.
accurate.
It's
Um,
punkish.
the red hair, that's different. Obviously, we haven't really seen a red hair Punk, so that's kind
Never
of fun.
gotten that figure.
The next one is one that we kind of talked about they should make in figure form. We covered the Foco bobblehead in the WrestleMania week, but this is the I Quit match Austin from WrestleMania 13. That's where the head's from.
Submission match.
That's right. It was the submission match. I yeah.
No, you're fine.
Austin wouldn't tap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. No, was it an I Quit? Or what? I don't remember.
submission,
It's a submission match.
but an option submission.
And Ken Shamrock was the referee. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but this is the iconic one. It's got the head. We did see that on display. It looks amazing. It has one of the most iconic Austin shirts of all time. Um, the fact that Mattel is making bloodheads, that's something we didn't think that would
Love
happen.
it.
I think it's great. It's one of the most iconic moments of all time. This is how do you make an Austin figure that's different to get somebody to buy it again? Give them a bloodhead, something you've never gotten before.
Industry's evolving, man. Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
blood on the figures is so fun. I mean, I used to do it as a kid myself. I'd add the blood with paint
yeah.
and then try to
So,
remove it, which has never worked.
but this is such an iconic Austin. Highly recommend. The next one is another one we suggested a figure that should be made. It is the one night stand Paul Heyman. The only thing I don't know is I don't know if he comes with the trench coat. He should, but it's from the 3D
I
image.
think they're gonna go
Great
with
likeness.
the suit. Everything is perfect, but they're not gonna give him the trench coat. And I think that's the scoop. Trench coats are weird, even to this day. So I get it. I get
So,
it.
but it's iconic. He has the badge. It's great.
Yes,
The
and the
next one,
ECW microphone as well. That's a
yes,
key accessory there.
which I have autographed. I have one of those, but that's a side note.
Boom.
But let's go. Let's go next. It's a pack of Hall of Champions. I believe this is part of the Legends line, which is usually typically a Target exclusive. This is a set that includes a Bruno Sammartino with the one of the original WWF championships, the Ultimate Warrior, Cena, and Roman Reigns. Now, if we're going generational, this really doesn't make much sense because the trajectory would be Bruno, Hogan, Austin, Cena, then Roman.
Right.
Why the Warriors in there? I don't understand it. Um, that really doesn't make any sense. I like the concept of it. I just question the logic of Warrior being in it.
100%. I mean, for me, this is one of those, like, as a kid, I'd be
Mhm.
freaking out, like, oh, you get
Yes.
4 elite figures at once.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Warrior is the one that doesn't make much sense. Even Bruno to me. I feel like if
If
you did this pack and somehow you had, like, I don't know, Piper in it. Like, I get that it's supposed to be generations of champions.
Mhm.
Hogan makes sense, but, like, I don't know. You don't
I
even
I
Bruno tickles the fancy of the collector, but the
yes.
kid that's gonna play with them doesn't know Bruno from anybody.
True, but I think it's one of those things that through figures, you kinda get to start
True.
to
You
know
get to know him. That's
know
very
them,
true. You know,
and
that's a good point.
and I think that is a way to tap the youth of going, "Hey,
Yeah,
who's this guy?" And you start looking into stuff like that. From a collector standpoint, yeah, but I always felt like if you were going generational, like defining who carried the company, like the names I mentioned, like I feel that those are touchstones.
it's fair.
You can even throw Brett in there in
Yeah,
between Austin because the new generation you could kind of make that argument. But yeah, the Warrior was kind of an odd choice other than he's colorful and iconic. So like I think that's where it went. The
yep.
main event uh, does mean something to me. It is the WrestleMania 40. I believe this is going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive. It is the Cody Rhodes with the first ever Mattel Brandy Rhodes. So you can recreate the iconic entrance from WrestleMania 40 when he legitimately did finish the story. I think it's, comes with multiple heads. It even comes with a kissing head. I don't know what kids are going to be doing that, but it comes with the skull head, which I think in the helmet, which I think is iconic. And the fact that they're doing Brandy, I think is really kind of cool. And obviously we covered Pharaoh's out, so you can kind of have the whole Nightmare Rhodes family if you wanted to. But I think it's kind of cool, and it's going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive, I believe,
Very cool, and I hear you,
and
man.
it's an
I
ultimate.
I get why it means a lot, especially you being in attendance and everything. But I will
Hmm.
say this: by percentage of television time, Brandy has to have the most figures of anybody in wrestling, if we're
Um,
proportionally speaking.
here's a fun statistic for
Because
that.
she's got multiple AEW figures, doesn't she?
No, she only
I thought
had
she did.
one. She had one in Series One,
When the
and
chase,
and
the
it
chase
turned
was the big
and
one.
and it turned out that her figure became the most valuable one
Yeah,
in that series one because for every box there was only one of her
right,
versus multiples of everybody else. So therefore the rarity, I believe her figure is still worth uh more
the
than
highest
the
value.
others because the other ones have been rerun multiple times. Obviously she didn't because they left. So this is her first Mattel, and it's I believe her first figure since the AEW one, which was her first figure in the first place.
Which is
So
huge.
so I think this is really kind of cool. I'm glad they're
Yes.
doing it. Like I said, it is an ultimate. It's going to be Mattel Creations exclusive. I don't know what the cost is for it. I don't believe it's been announced as of this recording. But I think it's really kind of cool, and it's one of the most iconic moments in Mania history. I could tell you the crowd absolutely popped when Brandy came out because I remember distinctly hearing multiple people, like it was almost in unison, and the crowd went, "Oh my God, there's Brandy!" Like it literally everyone I heard
No
it.
doubt about it.
So it's just a really cool moment. But if you're going to reveal it, Mania 41 at
Great
the
spot
Superstore is an iconic spot to do it to represent one of the most iconic moments of all time.
for sure.
So I think that brings us to the end. We will see everybody next week on our new home on the undercard of Wrestling Republic. And until then, see you guys.
That was awesome.